everyone. So this is another summoning video, and it actually just kind of took a kind of serious turn. So I received an email from a client who has had me do other summonings for her, and there was confusion about this spirit's name. They felt that there was something attached to it, something that was drawing them to this doll, and so I tried to do a simple beckoning of this spirit because I didn't know, its true name, and I did not feel a response. So this client has actually purchased a few other spirits from me. And one of them is a very reliable man, very nice man, and I do call on him to fill in some blanks for me when it pertains to questions that she's asked about some other spirits. And he is here right now. She does know his name. So I will not be saying his name out loud, but he is a very trustworthy spirit. And I was asking him a few preemptory questions about this spirit doll that you saw in the beginning, and I'm not really liking the answers that he's giving me. So I decided I'm going to get this on camera, so it's seen what I'm asking and what's going on. So RC. Now, normally when I look at a picture, I kind of get a feeling of the energy on it, and I really wasn't getting anything from this. And now I showed you. Now this is the picture. Obviously, you saw this at the beginning. This is the picture of the doll that this spirit is attached to. Okay, you are familiar with that spirit, are you not? Okay. Is this spirit a child spirit? Is this spirit a human spirit? Is this some sort of sentient energy? Is this something that we would consider a non-spirit, as in non-human? Okay. We are not talking about an animal spirit, are we? Okay. Do we have negative energy emanating off of this? Yeah. This is what I was afraid of. This is kind of the direction he was going with me. And I was afraid of these answers that he was giving me. Are we talking about true demonic? He's saying something about negative energy, but it's not sentient energy, and it's not a human. Do you know exactly what it is? He does not know exactly what it is. Do any of the other spirits that reside in that home, do they know what this is? They do not. Okay. Okay, so this is not answering a simple beckoning. And he is saying it is negative energy, and he doesn't know what it is. He says it's not demonic, but he doesn't know what it is. So, to continue on with this video, I am going to have to do a full summoning with the containment circle and everything until I know exactly what I'm doing. So for the moment, I am going to pause this video until I am able to contact the client and find out exactly how they would like me to proceed in this. So I will return with either more on this video or an update.
Hey Willowites, so this is an update to a video that I had started prior, obviously, to now, because I'm wearing different clothing. So I had been wondering how to go about this and how to do this, and I will explain what my problem was. And I had other videos shot of doing the actual summoning. And let me explain something. So these videos are called Summoning a Spirit, but it's actually more like beckoning. Beckoning is you think about them and you invite them to come and they'll come. Eagerly, openly, no problem. Summoning is more like you have to yank their ass down to you, okay? Because they don't want to come for some reason. So I actually ended up having to summon this spirit. And now I want you guys to keep in mind this spirit came from the same place that Alice did. And I want you to keep that in mind so that you can keep this spirit's frame of mind in mind. And it turns out it wasn't really a spirit. It's actually Orgone energy. But the energy was negatively charged. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but the thing is, I was talking to this other spirit from the same household. This spirit's doll was actually purchased by my client from me, so I do know this spirit. This spirit is very trustworthy, and I had asked him to. This was RC, who I was speaking to earlier, and I asked him, "Listen, is this entity actually causing problems? Is it negative in the house?" And RC said, no. It's not causing problems, but it does have a negative energy signature to it. And I said, okay. And I confirmed with my spirit Ari. She told me that this was Orgone energy. It was negatively charged. And she told me that what I could do is I could basically cleanse the energy and positively charge it. But because this entity was summoned down and it was in a containment circle, it was it had in its mind, so to speak, it was coming to terms with its fate. It figured that was it. This is what happened with Alice. That's it. And I tried to speak with him, and I said, listen, no. The problem is you're negatively charged, and you can't go back to the home if you're negatively charged. I said, I can pretty much tell you that if you don't talk to me, if you don't let me help you, you're not going to be able to go back. And he was just like, just trap me in a jar then. Just trap me in a jar. Didn't want to hear me, didn't want to listen. And I tried a couple of times. I'm like, I want to help you. Just let me help you. No. Okay. So, meanwhile, during this summoning, I had a program called Ghost Detector up and running on my phone. Now, if you're familiar with that, then you know that spirits are able to use that program to pick out words. And if you watched my video about the graveyard. When I was in the graveyard, you saw how that worked. I did have that going. So, you know, this spirit had basically said, just trap me in a jar. And I said, if that's what you want, that's what we have to do. Because he wasn't listening to me at all. So as I was getting everything together, as I was preparing to trap the energy, the words tearing apart came up again. Now, this was the second time this spirit, this entity, had said those words through that program, tearing apart. And I said, who's tearing who apart? I'm tearing you apart from those little girls. And he said, yes. And I said, you know, I don't want to. I don't want to be the bad witch in this situation. I don't like trapping spirits or energy that don't deserve it and locking them away. I said, you know, you're not causing problems in the home, but you can't go back. I was like, will you give me 5 minutes and actually listen to what I have to say so you can understand? I said, I want to help you. I don't want to trap you. I said, will you actually listen to me? And at that point, he said yes. So I explained to him. I said, I know you love those little girls and you don't want anything to happen to them. Am I right? And he said, yes. And I said, here is the problem. Even though you are not causing problems, you are negatively charged. You can actually attract negative energies and negative entities to that home. So while you may not want to hurt those little girls, just by being who you are, you could bring something that could hurt those little girls. I said, if you let me cleanse you and positively charge you, you'll be able to keep those little girls safe. So that finally got through to him. The little girls that he loved so much got through to him. He finally understood I wasn't trying to destroy him. I wasn't trying to hurt him. I wasn't trying to lock him away or tear him apart. I understood he wasn't necessarily the problem. It was just who he was, meaning his energy, that was the problem. I said, if I positively charge you, I can guarantee you're going to be okay to go back in that home. RC is going to say, yes, you're safe to go back in that home. I said, so now will you let me help you? And the pendulum swung back and forth very hard. He was like, yes, yes, yes. So I said, okay. We did the ceremony. I cleansed the energy. And by doing that, I actually had to have his energy pass through fire. Okay. I did not record that part. Perhaps someday, if I encounter another energy or spirit where I have to like cleanse that spirit, I will. But given the fact that I knew that there might be a younger audience watching this, I really didn't want to have anything that might be upsetting on this. So that's why basically this is just like an explanation of what happened, just to give you guys an update on how this all played out. So I passed him through fire, and then I positively charged him, and he was happy because he got to go home. So he chose a new name for himself. It was a new reborn name. So now that he's positively charged, it's actually better for those girls that he loves so much, because he's going to be giving off positive energy, and he won't be attracting anything that will be bad. So he's happy. It's a safer environment now, and So yeah, everybody is, the little girls still get their companion. He gets to stay with those little girls that he loves so much. And I want to say it was because of the love of those little girls that he actually stopped to listen to what I was saying, because he was totally closed off. He thought he was going to meet an end like Alice, and even though I kept trying to tell him it doesn't have to be that way, he wasn't listening until I told him, I don't want to separate you from them. Will you listen to me? So it was because he loved those little girls so much that he opened up and he listened, and he was able to go home. So it was a very happy ending on this summoning. And I did want to give you guys an update on this. And I wanted to let everybody that was concerned, that is around this energy, know exactly the details of what went down over here. Even though I was in contact with the client, it was kind of like the broad strokes, the outline, and I kind of wanted to get a little bit more into exactly what went on. But he went home, and he is happy, and he's with the people that he loves. So what I thought was going to be something bad, I thought was going to be a tough case, thankfully it didn't turn out that way. And you know, when I hear something is negative, I don't want to believe the worst. And when I read the energy off of him, it really wasn't that bad. But although I don't want to prepare for the, even though I don't want to believe the worst, I am prepared to deal with the worst. And I don't know if because he was reading my energy, he was too afraid to listen to me. But thankfully he finally heard my words and my intention, and it turned out to be a happy ending. So he is back home, and he is going to be a very good influence for the future of those, you know, those kids. So that concludes the end of this summoning video. I'm sorry it wasn't more action-packed. I did have a video that was more action-packed, but given the nature that there would be a younger audience watching this, it might have been a little hard, and it's unnecessary to have to watch that, considering it turned out so well in the end. So it was a choice between interesting and better in the end. So that is it for me here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for your support. Also, I just want to let you guys know, this is a little blurt out here. Years and years ago, I actually, on my personal page, I had a show called Drunk Kitchen, where I would get completely sauced, cook up a meal, and my mouth was unfiltered. And I had a lot of people telling me it was extremely funny. They loved it. The problem is, I was just like chatting with myself. And I thought, you know, because I actually do have a culinary background, so I am, you know, like really good at putting together like quick meals, give you ideas. I know I've gotten some positive feedback when I asked the question on my personal page, but I'm curious as to what you guys think. Would you guys like to see, maybe once a month, maybe a little bit more than that, would you guys like to see on this channel a YouTube live broadcast of Drunk Kitchen, where I get sauced, I cook things, and I interact with you? I will have to say that when I get drunk, it is not best to have children watch that broadcast. My mouth is unfiltered, and nothing is off topic. There is a lot of innuendo that goes into cooking when I am tipsy. So it would be best to have an over 18 audience in this. But if that is something that you might find interesting, you might find amusing to watch, and if you're into a YouTube live, please let me know in the comments below, and I might go ahead and do it. So let me know what your thoughts on that are, and very shortly there will be a May 2019 products line coming up, and I will see you guys in the next video. There will be a witch life this week, I promise you that. And thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for being a part of this channel. Every single one of you means so much to me. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you will be up to date on anything I upload or any community posts I put up. Don't forget Instagram, The Salem Willow. I now have a Facebook page. It is fb.me/The Salem Willow. Of course, you can get me at salemwillow@yahoo.com. And you can always go to my personal website, thesalemwillowwitchery.com. So I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you want a live YouTube broadcast of Drunk Kitchen. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.